Hello, this is Lisa from Happy Stamp, and today we are going to be making this Z-fold card. It is the third video in my 13 spooky projects of Halloween. I'm going to make one slight change. Instead of using this cobweb, I'm going to use the branch from the Raven stamp set. So let's go ahead and get started. You need 2 pieces of basic black. One is 4 1/4 by 11. The next one is 1 1/2 by 11. You need the some Very Vanilla, and this is cut out with the largest stitched rectangle. Another piece of Very Vanilla that is 2 1/2 by 1 1/4. And then I'm using the Monster Bash Designer Series paper. This one is 4 by 2 1/4. This one is 5 1/4 by 1 1/4, and this one is 2 1/2 by 1 1/4. Okay. All right, so I'm going to get out my Simply Scored. First of all, maybe you have noticed my new graft paper. This is just came available this last week, part of some new logo pieces, and it is 2-sided. So one has the Designer Series paper, oh my goodness, I lost my words. This design on this size, and then this design on this size. So if you're interested, anybody can purchase this. I'm going to put all the links in the description down below if you would like to purchase any of the items. Okay, so now I have my Simply Scored here, and I'm going to take the piece of basic black, and both of these measurements for both pieces are exactly the same. So 2 3/4 and 5 1/2, and then 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. All right, so I'm going to get my bone folder here and make sure I get a good crease. And then I'm going to take this one and fold this one back and do the same. And we'll do the same with the smaller one. Make sure we get a good crease. And then this one goes back this way. Same thing. All right. All right, so let's do some stamping here. All right, so like I said, I'm using the stamp set, the Raven, and then I'm using Wonderfully Wicked. I'm using this Wicked piece right here. That's right here. All right, so you also need a scrap of Very Vanilla to cut out your raven and your feather. And we're going to be using the Tuxedo Memento Black. And we're just going to stamp each one of these like so. All right, and then I'm going to take my small piece of Whisper White here, and I'm going to take the Wicked it's a nice dreary day to be making some Halloween projects. So I'm going to bring this down here a little bit and hopefully get this in the middle. Okay, there we go. Then I'm going to bring in my piece of Very Vanilla that I cut out with the rectangle, largest rectangle. And here's the branch that I'm going to use instead of the cobweb. And then this is going to go right here. Alright, perfect. Okay. Then I'm going to take a sponge dauber. I'm going to use my Memento. And I'm just going to sponge the outside of our pieces here, kind of make them a little more weathered and worn. I'm going to do that to all of the pieces. This one kind of looks like it already has a little bit, but I'm just going to give it a little more sponging right here. And then we have this piece. All right, I'm going to do my wicked. And then I think I didn't do it on my other one, but I am going to do it on this one as well. I think it'll just kind of intensify the stitching around the outside of the card. Alright, so I'm done with that. Okay, so now for the raven and the feather. Now you can fussy cut this out if you want to. It's not hard, but I actually used my brother Scan and Cut, and I cut them out with a 0.04 border, and then I took a piece of basic black and with a 0.08 border just cut that out so that I could back each one of the little elements just to give them a little more strength there. But that's totally up to you. You can just fussy cut them and they don't need to have the backing on them. Alright, so let's take this piece right here and my card base, and we're going to put that in place first. I think I'll just use some snail for that. And that's going to go on this side over here. Alright, then I'm going to take this piece and that is going to go on my front here. Alright, then I'm going to take my strip here. So you want your folds to be opposite. This has got the 2 3/4 on this side. This has got the 2 3/4 on this side. So you want to make sure that you put them together like this. Not like this, because it's going to just fold right on top of each other, okay? So we'll take this first, and I will put some glue on the back of this. And I want to make, there's some words on here, so I want to make sure that I get them. Oh, I think I made this too big. Did I do this one too big too? Yep, I did. All right, so let me make a couple of adjustments here. This is 2 1/4. This should be, I mean, this is 1 1/2, right? Oh, it's 1 1/4. So this should be 1 1/8. Okay, so this piece is 1 1/4 by 11, and this should be 1 1/8 by 5 1/4. All right, because you just want them to be a little bit. So I'm just going to wipe this glue off here, and then I can wash my chamois later. Get it off my fingers. Okay. All right, so let me bring in my trimmer here. So we're going to cut off. Still going to stick a little bit. So this is 1 1/4, and we want that to be 1 1/8. Okay. All right, get that off of there. And then let me do my other ones while we're here. So this should be 1 1/8. And then this should be 1 1/8. So what I'm going to do with this to get the wicked in the middle, I'm just going to trim off on either side. So 1, this is 1. Okay, so 1 1/16. Oops. And then 1. Okay. All right. Then I'm going to take my sponge dauber again. And I'm just going to ink up my edges again. There we go. And then this piece right here. All right, there we go. Now I'm going to add some more glue since I wiped the other off. All right, and this is going to go right in here. Again, we want to make sure that our words are the same. Okay, then I'm going to take my wicked. And put that there. And then we'll take our little piece, our last little piece. Make sure my words are okay. All right. Got a little bit of glue in here. Just have to take an adhesive eraser and then just wipe it right off. All right, so now I'm going to take this. You want to make sure you only put it on the beginning part here. And I want to make sure that it's straight. And then we'll put it probably about the 1-inch mark here. I think maybe I'm going to bring it down just a little bit. All right. So there that goes. And then we'll take this and put some glue on this side. And then this can just be laid flat. Just make sure that it's even. And then it's going to fold up like this. There we go. Just like that. Yes, I like the branch much better. Much better. All right, so I'm going to take my raven here and some black dimensionals. And I like to use a tweezer to pick these up. I have used all of my regular sized ones, so I'm just going to use up my smaller ones until I can place an order. And then one more over here. All right. So let's place our raven first. And I'm just going to kind of have him sitting over here. And then I'm going to put my feather down at the bottom like he's lost a feather. Just down here. All right. Then I'm going to take some of my Monster Bash enamel shapes. And I'm going to take one of the large black ones. And I'm going to put that over here. And then I'm going to take two of the smaller ones. And right there. All right. So here is my card. Yep, I definitely like it better with the branch than the spider web. Sometimes you think of things afterwards and you're like, oh, I should have done. So this way I can see if I should have done, and I like it, so I know. All right, so if you have any questions, please feel free to leave me a comment below. I will be happy to answer them. All supplies are available for purchase on my website, Actually, you don't have to use the www anymore. It's happystamp.stampinup.net, and I'm going to have everything linked below. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.